Hello and welcome to the September Makers with Heart collaboration. This month we are all showcasing our favorite products from the new catalog. One of my favorite products, because frankly there's a ton of them, are the new stencils. And the stencil that's on this page, you can see in the bottom corner, they're showing that it layers on top of each other. So you put the stencil one way and rotate it 90 degrees, and all of a sudden you have a full sheet of that stencil image. And I just love that. So I'm going to play with some stencils today. I'm also going to play with the Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 book that's also brand new. And then one of our new paper packs from our Seasonal Expressions book is this The Good Life paper. And if you've watched my channel at all, you know that we were on a farm in Michigan. We farmed over 700 acres. Hay was most of our crop, but we also had grain just in the rotation of planting the hay. So there were 2 grain bins on the site that my husband's parents had put up. And then we had purchased another grain bin that was unassembled at an auction, like within the first few years that we were at the farm. So we were moving the 2 assembled grain bins onto the property to a different location back behind the scale, just to make it easier so that all the equipment can be back in the same place. So here I'm showing you some of the stencils that I plan to use. There's a diamond pattern, and to me it almost looks like the diamond pattern that you would see on toolbox or on pickup truck steps, and it's definitely a pattern we had at the farm. But then I also wanted to do these bricks. The farmhouse had some brick in it, and my husband absolutely loves that. But there's a red barn that is on the property that these grain bins are being taken by. And so I thought by using the red brick, or actually I used scarlet, I tinted the textured paste with scarlet re-inker, it's going to give some balance to my double page layout so that the barn that's going to be on the left hand page. And I also decided to do the title Moving Day in that scarlet cardstock, but it would give it some balance to the overall double page layout. And what I'm doing here is trying to give it some texture. So it's thick in some areas and thin in some areas. And then there I was just pouncing the palette knife over top of the textured paste, and it really gave a cool brick-like feel to it. And then I'm going to show you what I do for when I want to do stenciling, or especially if I have an idea of the photos that I want to put on a page, but I want to do stuff in the background. I try to assemble or put together as much as I can so that I have a reference point, but it's also movable. So here I've matted all of my photos, and I'm going to use some flip flaps, and I'm just going to adhere these big pieces of paper, the photos on them, so that I can still move them and do the other stenciling with that diamond grid behind it. And it's funny, I thought I had put the photo in backwards for this one photo of the load all in the grain bin without the barn picture in it. So that red barn, by the way, is a cow barn, and we never really had cows on the farm. My father-in-law had tried to do them, and then he also rented out the 40-acre pasture and the building to other people that owned cows, but we did pigs and sheep, but we never did cows. So here I decided that I wanted to use the Harbor ink, that's one of the colors in the Good Life paper pack, and my blending brush. And I did go a little dark on the center of that first one. I just pressed too hard. So you'll see with the other ones I do better at going into it much smoother and not pressing too hard right in the beginning. I don't really mind the blotches. Again, farm life, things get worn or nicked or kind of dented. It's definitely a shabby chic kind of environment. I know horse farms have, the pristine rows and rows of white picket fences, but this was definitely a working farm. So we had dents and rusts, and we always tried to keep on top of it. So now that I've put all those stenciling in the back, I went ahead and inked the edges of my papers with more of that Harbor ink. And as I was looking at it with the title on it, I decided I wanted a few more areas with that diamond stenciling in. So as you're watching me do this and add some more stenciling, and I'll go ahead to the right page as well, I'm gonna ask you to be sure to come back every day and watch the other makers with heart this week. I will have the links to all of the other creators in the description below the video. Katie Weeks is next, and then on Tuesday we have Crafting with Julie, or Craft with Julie. Dawn Height is Wednesday, and then Lori Kush is Thursday. Jessica, the Paper Heart, is on Friday, and then Kim Ferguson this is going to be her first video back. She's able, her mom's doing better, so she's able to be back with us. So we will get to see what Kim creates this month on Saturday. So be sure to check everybody, it's out. I will have a playlist in that description. So again, you can just play that and catch up with everybody's video. I did go to the digital image collection and had on the Cricut, the wheelbarrow, the two kind of milk cans, and we called them troughs. A lot of times they were used either for mixing seed in, because when we planted multiple seeds at once, kind of one acts as a shade. And then the black are the black die cuts that again are a new product that I'm absolutely loving. They just have they had hexagons that I'm using in an upcoming video. They have these starburst and arrows, and the camera icon that I'm using on this video. Then there's flowers and leaves that, you know me, I love my flowers. So I'm sure I will have photos that require that and some upcoming videos as well. So as I was looking at this layout, I didn't want to frame it as far as to cut it down and put a whole piece of paper behind it, but I did think that it needed something more. So I'm kind of doing a nod to Craft with Julie's doodling on the outside, but I'm putting those X's in there almost as a barbed wire reference, because we do still have, or did have, barbed wire on the farm at that time. So I will talk to my husband about what to add to our journaling lines. But this was a pretty exciting day. So we got the grain bins back on the new pads that we had poured, and my husband and I actually went out. I did more of it because he was working off site at that time, but we painted the bottom 3 layers of bricks that we put under the grain bins with a white cement paint, and then went ahead and painted the grain bins themselves. So we put a lot of work into these, and it was good that we had that. We could have all of the augers all in one place. So this is my layout. I do encourage you to come back and check out what everybody's favorite products are from our new catalogs. If you haven't seen the new catalogs, I do have a video that just kind of flips through. I don't do an in-depth of, oh, look at this, and kind of show more of the details. It's kind of a quick glimpse. Also, anytime that you order anything, they will send you those 2 new catalogs now. So check everyone out. Have a great day. Blessings.